Alex, how tough is that third inning where you have three infield hits like that set up that one big swing? It looked like you're making good pitches and you're not getting the outs.
Yeah, I mean, it's just baseball. Those types of inning happen, and um, you think back on the inning and think what you could have done better. Obviously, the the pitch to Grichuk was middle, and it was a poorly executed pitch. But most of the pitches that I had, I felt like I executed and got the results somewhat of what I was looking to get. But obviously, you look back and you wish you could have executed that one pitch a little bit better.
John Muley, you're up next. Go ahead.
Alex, kind of the same question I asked last start. Do you feel like this was one of those days where you had the pitches you were looking for, or they came along later? How did you kind of assess your stuff?
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, this was hands down probably the best I felt from start to finish that I've had this year. And they're a super aggressive team. I knew that going in. You're going to have all your pitches working off speed. You're going to have to establish fastballs in. But they got to some pitches. They hit some balls hard. I mean, there was a lot of cheap hits, but there was some really well hit balls as well. So, it's a game plan that, if I had to pitch against them again tomorrow, I'd go in with the same thought process and just hope that I executed a couple more pitches in key situations.
Rich Dubrow, you're up next. Go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, Alex, I mean, if you look at your stat line, if somebody didn't see the game and they see 5 runs on 8 hits, they think, well, gee, you really got hit hard. But I mean, is this just kind of an outlier?
It happens, and every year this happens. Over 162 games, it usually happens 2 or 3 times where we call it getting bleeded to death, and little cuts here and there, and balls fall in, and then there's a blast, and before you know it, your line looks terrible, and you're falling behind, and you as a pitcher can feel it while it's happening, and you do your best to minimize it. And especially in the case tonight, I mean, our bullpen has been just picking us up as starters every single night, keeping us in ball games, keeping our inherited runners out of not scoring. And so tonight was a big night for us to try to work deep into the game and give them a little bit of a breather. And fortunately, Dylan was able to come in after me and eat up some innings as well.
Joe Trezza, you're up. Go ahead, Joe.
Alex, you mentioned working deep into games. How important do you think that's going to be for you guys as a rotation to do more often going forward now that we're 3 or so weeks into this season?
Well, if we want any chance of staying in this race, we're going to have to do that as starters. I mean, we have some great arms, some guys that took huge steps from last year. They've always had the stuff, but they're putting it over the plate now, and they're being aggressive. And we owe it to them to give them some breathers. Like I said, they've picked us up so many times early on in the season. Now that we're built up as starters, we need to start going deeper, give them a breather, hopefully keep them here. Don't want to keep having guys go up and then you got to send them down and then get a fresh arm. So it's always tough. You want the guys that deserve to be here. And, sometimes it's just a numbers game. So if we as starters are able to go deeper, then, that's not going to be the case as much. So, for us to have any chance of success this year, we're going to have to do that.